Alright guys, so today we are on day 6 of recapping Brian Walshe's trial in connection to the death of his wife, Anna Walshe. Things did end up resuming today with where we left off on Friday with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, Richard Atkinson, back on the stand. He ended up testifying about a piece of rug which he noted had large areas of red-brown stains on them, and stated that in the middle there was a 1/4 inch of what appeared to be a blood clot. Another photo of carpet was presented, and Richard Atkinson said that there was more stains, apparent blood clots, and a white powdery substance on that carpet. He also mentioned that there was a little medal engraved with Gucci that was found in that carpet as well. Now, during cross-examination, Brian's defense attorney Larry Tipton asked Dr. Atkinson if it's fair to say that without a body, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner cannot make a definitive ruling on cause and manner of death without that body, and he agreed. Tipton then proceeds to go over several examples of conditions that can cause sudden unexpected death, particularly amongst young people who otherwise seem healthy. Now remember, Brian Walshe has already pleaded guilty to dismembering and disposing of Anna Walshe, but he claims that he didn't take her life. He claims that he found her dead in bed randomly, and instead of calling law enforcement, he panicked, dismembered her, and disposed of her. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, the next person to take the stand was Teresa Marchese, the managing director of human capital management at Tishman Speyer. This is where Anna worked prior to her death. Teresa was the one who actually hired Anna. She said that Anna started working in Boston in February of 2022, but then transferred to Washington, D.C. after about a month. She said that Anna earned about $220,000 of a base salary per year with potential for bonuses. She also said that the company provided a life insurance policy to Anna worth 2 times her annual income. The beneficiaries were Brian and her children. Now remember, the state thus far has been trying to paint the motive for Brian as not only just being his anger over finding out that Anna was having an affair on him, but over money. He wanted her money. The prosecution then ended up calling Hugh Dunleavy, the chief security officer at Tishman Speyer, to the stand next, who also worked as a former Secret Service agent at one point. He ended up discussing the events that took place on January 4th, 2023, when both he and Teresa, who just testified, spoke with Brian Walshe about Anna being missing. He testified that at one point during a phone call with Brian, he became very emotional but was quickly able to recompose himself. He said that he told Brian he must contact local law enforcement and that he would also contact authorities. He said that he contacted law enforcement, and then he had officers in DC go with him to Anna's townhouse to perform a wellness check on her. Her vehicle was there. Obviously, she was not. The jury then got to see footage of Brian Walshe at different stores on January 1st, 2023, after Anna had died. He was at a Walgreens in Cohasset around 3:40 p.m. purchasing anti-itch band-aids and antibiotic cream. He was seen at a Lowe's with one of his kids wearing what appears to be blue latex gloves, and in his cart was cleaning supplies, buckets, and other things. He paid $463.23 in cash for all of the items. A receipt was also entered into evidence and showed to the jury. It was from Brian Walshe's purchase at CVS. He purchased 5 bottles of hydrogen peroxide that day. And then just before 7 p.m., again, New Year's Day, January 1st, 2023, hours after Anna Walshe is believed to have been killed by him, he was seen at a Stop and Shop buying ammonia bottles. Matthew Sheehan was the next person to take the stand. He's a Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab professional. He ended up saying that he went to Brian and Anna Walshe's home on January 8th, 2023 to search for traces of blood. He discovered multiple bottles of hydrogen peroxide in the kitchen, as well as a knife in a cabinet above the refrigerator. He said that that knife was tested and screened positive for blood. He ended up moving to a half bathroom and performed a screening test on multiple surfaces there. The screenings in that specific bathroom all turned up negative. He then moved on to the basement and did screening down there. He said that in a back area of the basement there were stains on the floor. Several stains that he screened tested positive for blood. The bottom step going to the basement was also broken, he noticed. He said he tested that bottom step and the support beam by that step, and those both tested positive for blood as well. She had said that he returned to Brian and Anna Walshe's house the next day on January 9th, 2023 to continue testing areas in the home. He said that a swab from the basement test had a confirmatory positive result for blood at the lab. He said that tin snips also screened positive for blood, and he also shared images of a sheet, a hacksaw, a hammer, a hatchet, and a shear, which all tested positive for blood. On the hatchet head specifically, he noted that there was a greasy, oily substance, which is significant because he said whenever a cutting instrument is used on an individual, a greasy substance can be present afterwards due to fatty tissue. Swabs from the gray Volvo that Brian was seen driving had blood on a trunk mat. There was also a paper towel with confirmed blood on it, a couple of towels that tested positive for blood, slippers, a Tyvek suit, and even other rugs. Obviously, there's a lot of evidence thus far that showcases that Brian did get rid of his wife's body, but is there enough evidence to convince the jury that he was the one that took his wife's life? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and we will be back tomorrow evening to recap day 7.